Hi friends, I am CA Mitesh Narkani and welcome to PMT YouTube channel. Today I am going to speak on a very important auditing standard, SFIT, written representations. Written representations are also called as management representations or MR in general terms. So what are written representations? Written representations is a written statement given by the management or those charged with governance to the auditors to confirm certain matters or to support the audit evidences which are collected by the auditors. On receipt of such written representations, the auditor evaluates its reliability. If these written representations are found reliable, then the auditor accepts the same as audit evidences. If the auditor has a doubt over its reliability, then the auditor will have to perform certain additional procedures to obtain more audit evidences. And if such written representations are unreliable, in that case, the auditor will have to take appropriate action. Maybe in the audit report, he may have to modify his opinion. So what are the matters which are mentioned in a written representation? Written representation talks about how the financial statements are prepared, whether they are prepared as per the reporting framework, as per the agreed terms of engagement, whether the completeness of the transactions are there in the financial statement, those are been mentioned. It provides the complete details to the auditors, and as already informed, it acts as a supporting evidence for the audit or other audit evidences collected by the auditors. Now there are some instances where the management is unable to provide a written representations. Now what does the auditor does in that scenario? The auditor in such scenarios have to perform alternate audit procedures to gather evidences. And if the auditor is in a position to obtain sufficient and appropriate audit evidence, then the auditor accepts the same as a new audit evidence and accordingly drafts its opinion. But in the absence of written representation and in the absence of sufficient and appropriate audit evidences, the auditor will have to gauge the impact in its audit report and maybe will have to modify its opinion. Let us understand what is a period or a date for which a written representation should be taken. Written representations are very important for obtaining or for arriving the audit opinion by the auditor, and hence the written representation should not be obtained after the date of the financial report. It should be obtained before the date of the financial report or probably on the date of the audit report. Written representations must be taken for all periods for which the audit has been conducted. And the most important thing, that the written representations should be in writing and always addressed to the auditors. One more question arises: can a written representation be considered as an audit evidence? Let us first understand what is an audit evidence. Audit evidences are all informations used by the auditors in arriving the conclusions or in forming an opinion. To understand written representations provide necessary information to the auditors. Written representations are similar to responses which the auditor conducts during the course of inquiry. But one thing we should understand, that written representation on its own does not provide a sufficient and appropriate audit evidences. Means the auditor cannot only rely on the written representations to arrive at the audit opinion. Thank you so much for the patient hearing, and please subscribe the channel for regular updates. Thank you.